Hey everyone, welcome to this week's live stream. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So Jay Caesar, I see you're already on, which is awesome. Thanks so much for joining. Paul, good morning. So glad you're here. You want to do Lotus, Cobbler, and feet today. You got it. And thanks so much for always being here and being so supportive, Paul. It really does mean a lot to me. Jesse, I'm glad you're here this morning too, so this is awesome. So I'll just start with my props here. So we are going to use some props today. So see what you can find around the house. So if you have the yoga props, this is what it's going to look like. This is a nice big bolster, 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket. If you don't have them, it's all good. And even if you don't have props at all, even like the home ones I'm going to show you, don't worry. I'll still show lots of options without the props. It just helps to kind of get a little bit more relaxed and get a little bit deeper into the posture, or to even make it a little bit more accessible. So here we've got a rolled up towel. So this is like a big towel, like a bath towel. I've got 2 big books here that can be used as blocks. This would be like the bolster, but obviously it's a bit smaller, but honestly, this will still do the same trick. I have got a scarf here as like a strap that you can use. And then just like a small blanket that you might have around the couch or something like that. So Daniel, I'm so glad you're on here too. So thanks everyone for joining. If you're new to my channel, so I'll just do a little intro there. So this is Move with Jen. I run these 1-hour yoga classes every week. So if you're new, please let me know in the comments. Let me also know what level you're doing. So I do try to make this an all levels class, which can sometimes be a little bit challenging. So the more that I know about you and sort of your body and about some of areas that you might be having accessibility issues with getting into postures or things like that, it really just helps me to make sure I'm giving cues and options for you. So please let me know. And yeah, so next we're going to be talking a little bit about love. So tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So this class is going to be themed a little bit around love. So I did a little poll on the community and everybody wanted to do both. It seemed like everybody wanted to do some hip opening and some heart opening. So we're going to do postures for both. We're going to flow a little bit too to get everything moving. Morning, Daniela. Thanks so much for showing your support. It means a lot that you're here and here. So thanks so much for being here. Hey, Jess. Oh, this is awesome. It's so nice to see so many friendly faces on here. So thanks so much for showing up, guys, and being here. So this class is going to be a little bit themed around love and kindness, given that it's Valentine's Day weekend. And I want to challenge you to think about it more than just, I know with Valentine's Day, sometimes it can be very, like corporate, or, is it really a holiday, or, about romantic love, and it can be a time where you actually feel really lonely. So what I want to challenge you with is love doesn't come in just romantic form. It comes in so many other forms, like self-love, or like just loving your friends and family and loving the people around you, loving others. So I want to just kind of frame it that way of, as we're thinking about love, I want you to think about it in the full concept of that emotion, as it is one of the most powerful emotions that we have. So yeah, yeah, the weather, Daniela, it looks crazy. Dave's sister sent us a screenshot of it being -50 with wind chill. So I'm so sorry that you have to live through that. Ebby, awesome. I'm so happy you're on here too. So yeah, so this one's going to be a little bit about love, really with the heart opening, really around the quote, and then we're going to do a little sort of meditation in Shavasana, sort of around love and kindness. And And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. So as always, I want you guys to really listen to your body. These poses are about you. This practice is about you. So even if it looks totally different than what I'm doing, even if you take a modification that I'm not teaching, that's totally fine. I really want you to make this practice about you. Also, as you're thinking about love and kindness, be kind to yourself. So, if you fall out of a pose, just laugh. If something's not feeling good for your body today, like get over yourself. Just, like find something that's going to work for you. Check that ego out at the door. Like just be here, just be very kind, be very compassionate to yourself. Also, let's connect to the breath. So breath work is that is really what yoga is. It's about a moving meditation. It's about connecting to your breath. So if you do nothing else, if all the poses you don't like, just connect to your breath. That's the most important part. So really stay in tune with your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And as we flow, think about turning on your ujjayi breath. So remember, that's where you're almost like fogging up a mirror. So it's like, except you're doing that through your nose, not with your mouth open. So doing that in and out, and you should kind of hear the breath. It's also called ocean breath because it can also kind of sound like the ocean. Daniela, you're done with Calgary. It was horrible. It broke records. People were saying it was normal. It wasn't. Yeah, that doesn't sound normal to me at all. I don't think anybody should ever have to be in minus 50 degrees Celsius with wind chill. So that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So without further ado, I think everyone should be online now. So we'll probably get started. Paul, if I go for a walk today, go outside with leg warmers. That's really good advice. I think I might need them. I don't know how cold it is here. So I haven't looked today, but hopefully it's not minus 50. You know what? As long as it's under minus 20, I'll be happy. So, all right. So what I want to do is I guess we got to turn the music on first. I'm going to put my headphones in and we're going to press the music now. All right. So from here, I want you to just find any seated, comfortable position that works for you. So maybe you may even consider grabbing a block and sitting on it to help you just lift the back, just get a little bit more length in the spine. Otherwise, finding any seated, comfortable position. If seated's not feeling good and you want to be a little bit more grounded, feel free to even take Shavasana here as we do the breath. We're gonna go into some square breathing. And just before we do that, I'm just gonna change my phone because I've got it on noise cancellation and it makes it really funny to teach. So I've got it on transparency now. All right, so just getting nice and settled here. I want you to open up here through the chest. See if you can bring those shoulders down. See if you can see how you're sitting here. So see if you can maybe notice if you're kind of bending forward. Notice if you're bending too far back. And try and just find that happy median here. Breathing here, maybe slightly using the core here to keep you stable, keep you up. And let's get into square breathing. So what square breathing is we're going to count for 4. So we're going to inhale for 4. We're going to then hold the breath there for 4. We're then going to exhale for 4 and then hold the breath there again for 4. And we're going to do a couple of rounds of that just to kind of help get us centered, get us focused, bring us here. So when you're ready, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. All right. Now breathing, nice big inhale. And let it go. Exhale. A couple more breaths at your own pace. Maybe just shaking it out. And just observing. Notice what you feel like after doing your inhales and your exhales a little bit more focused. Notice if your mind feels a little bit more clear, if it feels a little bit more focused. Notice if you've got any other emotions that might be coming up. Just breathing here. All right, if you had your eyes closed, slowly tap them open. And let's meet in tabletop position. Morning, Erin. Morning, Jessica. Oh, I'm so awesome that you're here. Jessica, awesome that you're here to give it a try. So we're definitely going to do some hips and we're going to do some heart opening as well. So this is going to be awesome. All right, so from here, what I want you to do is first we're going to just find a child's pose. We're just going to slowly just warm up the body. So your choice if you want to have your legs, your hips closed together, or if you want them nice and open. If you open them up, you will feel it a little bit more in the hips, so it's good for hip opening. So you find your variation, just coming into child's pose. Forehead's coming onto the mat. Your choice if you want to make this a little bit more active or passive. Active, keep the elbows up. Passive, keep the elbows down. Breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On the inhale, slowly coming into cobra. So just breathing here, opening up here through the spine, looking up. We're going to take a couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to do one breath and one breath. So on the inhale, we're here in cobra. Exhale, we're coming back into child's pose. We're going to do that a couple times. Start warming up the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming into your cobra last time. And exhale, coming over the toes into your downward dog. First downward dog, maybe taking a nice deep bend here in the knees and straighten, working those calves. Seeing what this feels like, trying to get the hips nice and high, broaden through the shoulders here, and pedaling out through the feet, any bits of movement you want in your first downward dog. Feeling this in the calves. All right, from here, stepping, hopping, walking, top of the mat. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, palms down, coming into your mountain pose. Breathing here. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, folding over the legs, maybe grabbing the elbows here, maybe coming into ragdoll, just moving from side to side. You can have a deep bend here in the knees. Breathing here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms to the ground, stepping or hopping all the way back. Chaturanga. Option to bring the knees onto the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Pressing into the mat with the hands, broadening through the shoulders, through the back, and lifting those hips up high. You can always have your knees bent here if that feels better for you. The most important is that the hips are high. All right, stepping, hopping, top of the mat, walking, coming into chair pose. Looking up, tailbones tucked. See if you can lift your toes here. Breathing. Folding over the legs. Folding in, just hanging out here. Hands to the mat. Stepping or hopping all the way back. Chaturanga. You decide which one you're gonna do. Over the toes, downward dog. Breathing here. Right leg lifts. Now opening up to the side, feeling that opening in the hips here. Hanging out here, looking under the right arm, breathing here. Stepping that foot between the palms, coming into your warrior one. If warrior one's not feeling good for your body this morning, feel free to come into crescent lunge instead. So breathing here. Palms to the mat, right leg's coming back. Three-legged chaturanga if you want to bring the heat up. Otherwise, you can always bring the knees onto the ground. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Bending that knee, looking under the arm, opening up here through the hips. Feeling that opening. Breathe. Stepping that foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one on this side. Palms to the mat. Flow it out, whatever you want to do. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hanging out here. Remember, can always bend the knees here. Feel free to keep moving around in your downward dog if you're feeling pretty stiff this morning. Breathe here. All right, step, walk, hop, top of the mat. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down, mountain. We're gonna do that whole cycle one more time. Bring some heat to the body, and then we're gonna move on from there. So from here, chair pose. Looking up, folding over the legs. Inhale, flat back, look up. Stepping, hopping, walking back, chaturanga. Inhale, look up. Exhale, over the toes, downward dog. All right, let's do that again. Right leg lifts. Bending that knee, opening up here through the hips. And stepping, top of the mat, warrior one. See if you can open up here through the chest a little bit, little back bend. Palms to the mat. Right leg comes back. Maybe a three-legged chaturanga. Maybe not, you choose. Inhale, upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Breathing here. Catching your breath before we go to the other side. Left leg lifts. Bending that knee, opening up to the side. Looking under the left arm. Stepping, warrior one. Breathing here. Hands to the mat. Maybe a three-legged chaturanga, maybe not. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Breathing here. Pressing your hands into the mat. Feeling that flow. Noticing what you feel like. If you're feeling a little bit out of breath, maybe coming in a child's pose. Otherwise, hanging out here in your downward dog, maybe pedaling the feet out again, or maybe holding stillness, you choose. Breathe here. All right, if you're in child's pose, come meet back in downward dog. Right leg lifts. Bring that foot to between the palms, however you can, and bringing that knee down into low lunge. Breathing here, pressing the hips forward, knees stacked on the ankle, hanging out here. Breathing here. From here, what we're gonna do is putting a little bit of weight into this foot. We're actually gonna come into warrior three. So you find your transition, maybe bringing the knee up first, and then bring that leg up, or you can try and do it in one swift motion. Whoop, not like that. So you try, you laugh, have some fun. Breathing here. If you want to open up through the heart, maybe play with the hands, see if you can clasp them behind your back. Breathing here. Or just bring them back in airplane, opening up through the chest. Breathe here. Find stillness. All right, from here, coming into your standing split, bring the hands to the mat, left leg lifts. Try and keep the pelvis flat here though, so don't open up here through the side, it's not half moon. Neutral pelvis, maybe taking the right palm behind the ankle to help go a little deeper. This might look more like an L, that's totally fine. Breathe here. Right leg coming back, high lunge. Breathing here. And let's float out. Right leg comes back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Breathing here. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side. So when you're ready, left leg lifts. Bring that foot between the palms, low lunge. Hanging out here. Breathing, pushing into the hips here, seeing if you can open them up a little bit. Breathing here. Maybe bringing the hands behind to open up through the chest. Maybe not, you pick. All right, you guys ready for that warrior three transition? So when you're ready, you pick how you're gonna get there. If the transition's a little too much, maybe you're gonna go a little slower. So when you're ready, going into your warrior three, maybe you're lifting that back foot. Maybe you're bringing it a little closer. Oops, my warrior three's not doing well today. And then coming into your warrior three. Again, you can always have your hands clasped behind, something different, or airplane the arms. Opening up here through the chest. Breathe here. And when you're ready, coming into your half split, keeping that pelvis neutral, maybe taking the left arm behind the leg to get a little deeper. Breathe here. And from here, stepping back into high lunge, just for a breath. And let's flow it out. Left leg's coming back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Breathing here. Take a child's pose if you need it. Child's pose is always welcome as a resting posture if you need it. Breathe here. All right, so we're actually gonna do a similar transition again, but a little different. So listen. So what we're gonna do, right leg lifts. We're gonna open up here again through the hips, feel it. Come into your low lunge. Breathing here. Feeling that, again, maybe clasping the hands behind, maybe airplaning the hands. You can use your strap here to help to bridge the gap. So you can use it here. So you choose. From here, we're gonna go back into our warrior three. So see if you've got the hands clasped. Maybe you're gonna just go into a transition like that. Coming into your warrior three, watching your balance. Breathe here. Coming into your standing split once more. Seeing what this feels like. Second time, maybe a little bit warmer this time. And then this time, a little different. We're gonna bring that left leg beside the right leg and fold. Breathe here. Enjoy this fold. If you wanna keep with the heart opening trend, maybe clasping the hands again behind with the strap maybe, and opening up here through the chest. Breathe here. Let your body settle. Let your body rest here. And from here, maybe bringing the feet out a little bit. Let's come into Malasana squat. So unclasping the hands, maybe bringing the hands to prayer. Holding here. Breathe here. Holding here. Erin, this is hilarious. I'm just reading the comments. Erin, you gotta go shirtless more often. That's clearly what everybody wants to see. Gotta give them what they want, right? Like PJ says. All right, hang out here in your Malasana squat. You can always bring a block underneath if that helps you get a little bit more centered here. It can help you get a little bit more lift. So you can always choose this as an option. Toes don't really matter here with Malasana. They can be forward or straight. It depends on your knees. When you're ready, let's lift the butt up, coming into forward fold again, and we're gonna flow it out. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, stepping or hopping all the way back, coming into your chaturanga. Inhale, look up. Exhale over the toes. Breathing here. All right, so we did that on one side, so you know what's coming up on the other side. So when you're ready, left leg lifts, opening up here. Breathe here. Bring that foot between the palms, low lunge. Again, you can clasp the hands behind. You can use a strap for this as well. You can also just come into airplane arms, right? So lots of options here. So you pick something that works for you. And when you're ready, you know what's next. We're gonna go into our warrior three. So you find your transition. If you fall, just laugh. Falling's good. And if you're wobbling, that's also good. It's the brain learning how to do this, how to make those connections. So breathing here. All right, coming into your standing split. Holding here. Breathe. Notice if you aren't having a neutral pelvis, because it's really easy to do that. And try to get your hips to their level. Now stepping that right foot beside the left and forward fold. You can grab the elbows here, can come into that opening here in the shoulders, or maybe grabbing the toes this time, something a little different. Breathe here. Inhale, flat back. Let's flow it out. Stepping or hopping all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. All right. Hanging out here. Catching your breath. Maybe child's pose. All right, right leg lifts. Bringing it between the palms. Coming into high lunge. From here, coming back into warrior two. All right, now that we're a little more open, we're going to try to do a little bind. So feel free to grab your strap here if you need it. Maybe just tossing it over the shoulder with your warrior two here. Coming into side angle. So you can either stay in extended side angle like so, or you're gonna try a bind. So with the bind, you're gonna take your right arm under the leg here. Try and find the strap that maybe came over the shoulder. And either grab the strap with both hands, or maybe clasping your hands behind. Opening up here through the chest and looking up. Breathe. So you find your pose. All right, from here, still holding onto the strap. And if you're just in extended side angle, maybe just staying here, coming into warrior two. Otherwise, we're gonna try to go into bird of paradise. So what we're gonna do is actually start stepping the left foot up towards the mat. So coming here, I'll change around so you guys can see. So bring both hands, keeping the hold here. And what we're gonna do is put some weight here into our left foot. From here, slowly trying to lift that leg up with control. You may stay here. Try and find your balance here wherever you are. If you can, trying to stand all the way up straight and maybe kicking out that leg. Breathe here. Holding here. Just try this, right? Worst case, you're falling, and that's fine. If you're holding some version of a bird of paradise, bring that foot down, unclasping the hands, and meeting in a forward fold. Breathe here, let everything relax. Maybe bringing the palms underneath the feet for a little stretch. Breathe here. All right, inhale, flat back, let's flow it out. Hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. All right, so we did that side. So you guys know what's next. Left leg lifts. Bringing it to the top of the mat. Coming into high lunge. Straightening through the back leg. Warrior two. Breathe here. Extended side angle. And maybe doing the bind on this side. So if you're doing the bind, left palm's coming under. Option to always grab that strap and see if you can grab your hands together. You can also just grab your clothing, right? So that's another option. Holding here, try to open up through the chest, looking up, breathe. All right, from here, slowly coming into our bird of paradise, so dragging that foot, bringing it closer to the top of the mat. I'll switch so you guys can see me. And from here, putting weight into that right foot. Maybe you're staying here, right? That's totally fine. Or maybe you're gonna play with the weight, lifting that leg, coming up with control. Breathe here. If you can come all the way up, maybe you're going to straighten that foot. Holding here, breathe. And when you're ready, slowly coming down with control, releasing your bind and fold. All right. Breathing here. Picking whatever forward fold you like. Inhale, look up. Exhale, palms to the mat, stepping all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. From here, coming back into plank and coming all the way down to your belly with the chaturanga. Okay, from here, right palm's coming out to the side, coming into a barrel roll. So just coming over the shoulder, maybe bringing this left leg behind you, maybe even bringing the left arm behind you. So see what this feels like and breathe. Try to calm the breath, relaxing into the shoulder. Coming back through center, other side. Left palm's coming out, rolling over the shoulder here. Again, can stay here, can bring that right arm back. Try to open up here through the shoulders, through the chest, and just breathe. Coming back through center, and let's find child's pose. Let's take a nice wide stance here, really opening up here through the hips. If you'd like, you can grab your bolster, or you could even grab your a block or something like that to get a bit more of a supported posture here. So just breathing here. If you want to take it supported, you can grab your towel. I just place it under here just to get the ground a little closer and to have something to fall into. Breathing here. We're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths, really calm down the breath. Bring those elbows down. Let's really take this as a restful posture. See if you can come back a little bit more into the hips, just breathing. Calming the breath down. All right, from here, coming back to tabletop and coming into downward dog. Breathing here. Let's get really into the hips now. Right leg lifts, stepping between the palms and coming into low lunge. Now, if your knees are maybe bugging you because, sometimes having the knee like this can be really hard, you can always fold your mat over, or you can grab your towel, grab your blanket, and just put your knee on top of that instead. So just breathing here. Really focus here on opening up here through the hips. So see if you can push the hips a little bit more forward. If your knee comes over the ankle a little bit, that's fine. Not too much, and don't push it too much. Breathing here. All right, from here, bring the hands to the mat. We're gonna come into half split. So if you've got a set of blocks or some books, you can use this to bring the mat a little bit closer to the ground. And if you're working towards your splits and you wanna go into splits, we're pretty warm now, that you can probably do that as well. So just bring that leg back, bring that foot forward, and seeing how low you can go. If you're working on your full splits, maybe grabbing that blanket or the towel and actually just putting it sort of underneath that space that you have to bring the mat a little closer. If I'm practicing my full split, I do like having the blocks nearby to help keep my back nice and straight. So wherever you are, see if you can find relaxation and breath in this pose. Calming down the breath and breathing. See if you can micro bend in the front knee and breathe. All right, if you're in full split, slowly coming back into low lunge. If you're in half split, coming back into low lunge. So hanging out here, Now let's do a little bit of some hip vinyasas. So each breath, we're gonna go inhale back into half split, exhale into low lunge. Inhale, half split, exhale, low lunge. Again, you can have your blocks here to bring the floor a little closer to you. And we're gonna do that 2 more times. Coming back and forward, back and forward. All right. From here, we're gonna go into easy twists. So again, maybe with the block, if you've got one, with your book, you're going to just open up here through the chest. Maybe even bringing that hand all the way back behind the back, opening up a little further through the chest. Breathe here. And coming back to center. From here, we're gonna go into a lizard pose. So bringing that right palm to the inside. Again, you can have your blocks here for a little bit extra support. And what we're gonna do is bring the foot out a little bit more towards the side of the mat. Now, depending on where your knee is, you may find that your toes are going sideways, which is totally fine. If they're straight, that's totally fine too. So you gotta find what's gonna work for you with your pose. You may even find that it feels good to lift the bottom of the heel and let the knee come all the way out to the side. Now, depending on your level of flexibility, maybe you're gonna come down onto your elbows. Maybe you don't even need the blocks. So you find the pose that works for you. Just breathing. This pose can be very, very intense, especially if you've got really tight hips. So just try your best to relax into the pose. If you need to come earlier out of it, then that's fine. But maybe that's an indicator that you're taking it a little too far. So maybe you should be coming back onto your hands instead, so you can hold this just a little bit longer. Isn't that for Jess Kaplan? Is that for Jess Kaplan or me? So just breathing here. All right, from here, bringing that foot back. Let's come out of the pose and let's flow it out. So coming back into downward dog, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog, over the toes, downward dog, and let's just pedal the feet out. Maybe just shake the legs out. We did a lot of work on one side, so just notice what that feels like. Left leg's gonna lift. Let's do the other side. So low lunge. So hanging out here. Breathe here. Again, if the knee is creeping over a little bit, that's okay, but just a little bit. Honestly, just feel it out for your body. Yeah, Aaron, that's what I thought. Dave got a little mixed up, but that's okay. Aaron, we feel the exact same way about you too. We've got the best YouTube community. So just hanging out here. From here, we're gonna go back into our half split or full split, depending on what you're doing. So maybe bringing the blocks nearby and coming back into your half split. So take this to where you need to. If you want to attempt to do a full split, all good. Bring that back leg back and front legs coming forward. Coming down as far as you can. Maybe bringing the blocks beside you so you can keep your straight spine. Maybe grabbing your blanket or grabbing your towel and even tucking that underneath the seat to give you a little bit more lift and bring you closer to the floor. So hanging out here. I know splits can feel really uncomfortable, so try to just breathe into it. Even if you're in half splits, just breathe into it. We're gonna hang out here. Notice how your body feels. Notice where you're holding tension. Breathe here. A couple more breaths. All right, meeting back in your low lunge, whatever position you're in. Woo. From here, we're gonna go into our easy twist. So maybe bringing that block to give you a little bit extra length, or maybe not, whatever you need. Opening up here through the shoulders, through the chest. Maybe bringing that hand behind you to open up a little bit further. And let's come out of it, coming into our hip vinyasas. So coming into your lunge. Exhale back into your half split. That's one. Inhale. And exhale. It's two. Inhale. And exhale. It's three. Inhale. And exhale, it's four. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Coming back into that low lunge, we're gonna come into lizard on this side. So again, bringing that foot out to the side. Breathing here. Maybe you're gonna have both hands on the mat. Maybe you're gonna bring your blocks closer because that feels more accessible and more comfortable for your body. So just breathing here. And if you wanna take it a little deeper, coming onto your elbows with or without the blocks. Always an option to lift the bottom of the feet up. So you find what feels good for your lizard. Again, we are here for a couple of breaths, so if it's feeling too intense, then just take it back a notch. Breathe into wherever you're holding on to that tension. Our hips are known to hold on to a lot of emotion. So if you're feeling that tension, there could be some emotion that is bringing that. Notice how you feel in this too, right? Maybe you're feeling really agitated. Maybe it's bringing up some other emotions. See if you can just let those go. Breathe here. All right, coming out of this posture, meeting in downward dog, let's flow it out. Inhale to upward dog, over the toes, and just shake it out. Shake out those feet, maybe moving those knees, finding any bits of movement that feel good. All right, coming back into plank, chaturanga all the way to the belly. Let's come into locust pose. So we're gonna do, I can get down onto one elbow, but not the other. You know what? It's okay if you actually do it differently on each side. Sorry, Jess. So it's okay if you do it on one side and not the other. Just the only thing you want to watch out for is balance. So people have different thoughts on this, that maybe you want to balance out the body, but some also say it's fine to just do what your body feels. So you do what you think feels best for your body. Both options are totally fine. Daniela, awesome that you finished some upper body. Erin, you never know. You could have lots of emotion in there. Maybe that's why they're saying no to flexibility. All right, so onto our bellies. We're gonna go into locust pose, working on our back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 variations of this, or 3 rounds. So first round, bringing the palms back, legs up. Holding here, core's tight, watching your low back here. Breathe here. And let it go. Cheeks coming to the mat. Let it go. Coming back. Second round, arms are gonna come out forward, legs are coming up. If this one doesn't feel good, maybe going back to the first version, you pick, holding here. And bring that cheek down, breathing here. We got one last one. We're gonna go into bow, where we're gonna hold our feet and our hands together. So if you know that one's not for you, that's okay. Pick one of the other two variations that you like better. So when you're ready, maybe clasping your hands here at the elbow, at the ankles, and lifting up here. You may even find a bit of a rocking motion here, if that feels good. See if you can press those ankles into the hands to create a little bit more of a back bend here. Breathe here. And slowly coming out of it, choosing whichever cheek you like, and just letting it go. All right, from here, hands come to the mat, and let's take a child's pose. So opening up here through the hips, forehead's coming down, and just breathe. All right, coming up, let's do some feet stretches. So what we're gonna do is just try to move your feet here so that all your toes are touching the mat on both sides. And what we're gonna do is just hang out here. So if you've done my classes before, we do this one quite a bit. So option to kind of bring the hands forward to make it a little bit less intense. Depending on how flexible your feet are, depending on how used to your feet are to this pose, you're gonna keep bringing your weight back. So to whatever you feel, but just watch it here, right? Because it can get very intense very fast. So if this is new to you, I would start a little bit less intense and slowly coming back. And we're gonna hang out here for a couple breaths. Just breathe here. See if you can connect to the breath. Notice if you're feeling anything here. And hands are coming forward and just tapping the feet out. All right, from here, coming in onto your shins, we're gonna come back, lifting the knees up, putting a little bit of pressure on the top of our feet. Noticing again where this feels like you may need to come a little bit more down depending on how your feet take this one. And the farther back you kind of come back into this pose, the more intense you'll feel it. So just breathe here. Breathe here. Bringing those knees down, hands are coming forward, and just tap it out. All right, from here, we're gonna go into a pigeon pose on each side. So first I'm gonna walk through the first modification. If you know that pigeon isn't for you and it's just not working, then what I want you to do is actually just come right onto your back. You're gonna bring your right ankle over the knee, and you're going to hug in that knee. And this is figure 4, so you're gonna hold here. You can also hold under the knee, so wherever you can. And if this is just still too much, maybe you're gonna take it with the foot down just like this. So you kind of pick. Otherwise, let's find ourselves in pigeon pose. So for pigeon, let's come into downward dog first. Right leg's gonna lift, and then bringing that knee behind the hands. Hugging here. See if you can get those hips so that they are nice and level. Starting is here, so with the back straight up, and slowly coming down. So you may just find that this is the right way for you is having the hands just a little bit forward. You can also bring the blocks here. You can also come down onto your blocks. And over time, you can come all the way and fold over. Looking here for a flat sort of spine here and level. So you don't want to be too much on one side or the other. You want to kind of be in center. So just hanging out here. We're not going to hold this for too long. Okay, from here, we're going to come into a bit of a quad stretch, just really quickly. If you've got your strap or your towel, you can use that. We're going to bring our strap over the toe. Oh my gosh. And use that to pull. So try and pull that heel closer to the butt. See what that feels like. You can do it without the strap as well. And when you're ready, coming back into downward dog. If you're doing figure 4, you're going to slowly move to the other side, pedaling out the feet, and lifting that left foot, coming behind the hands. Breathing here. Whatever variation you took on this side, see if you can take it on the other. But just like I was saying to Jesse and you guys before, don't feel like you don't have to take that rule. The only thing you want to be careful is that you're not, causing more imbalance to your body. But if something feels really good and you feel like it's really releasing by going a little deeper on one side, then feel free to do that, right? So listen to your body. So just breathe here, wherever you're at. Coming into the quad stretch on this side, wherever you're at, watching that you're not going directly on top of your knee. And coming out of it, coming into downward dog, just pedaling the feet out. All right, from here, everyone's gonna meet in seated. Let's go into cobbler's pose, butterfly pose. So if you wanna take this a little bit more restorative, taking those blocks under the knees here, and maybe you're just gonna hold here. If you wanna take it a little bit deeper, with or without the blocks, you can come over the feet, either with a rounded spine or with a flat spine. So you pick, you see what feels good for your body today. Breathe. All right, coming out of it, let's make our way onto our backs. So hugging in the knees here. Maybe doing some circles with the lower back. Let's end off with a twist. So bring the arms out, bring the legs or the knees over to the right side. See if you can get that left shoulder onto the mat, maybe tucking in a towel. Breathe here. Coming back to center, coming over to the other side. Again, maybe tucking that towel underneath the shoulder if you need to. And just try to relax here. Try to breathe. And coming back up to center, let's hug in those knees again. Maybe hugging them really deeply, causing a little bit of tension here. Maybe bringing the head up. Hold, hold, hold. And coming into Shavasana. Now I'm going to offer a different modification for your Shavasana today, which is both a hip opener and a heart opener. And that's going to be to take that towel that you rolled up or your bolster, and you're going to put it behind on your spine. Hey, Pizza Dad Bod. It's snowy in Portland right now. You know, it's not snowing here, so hopefully you guys get to go tobogganing tonight, because that's what I wanted to do. So from here, also maybe grabbing your blocks, and what we're going to do is coming back down onto that towel, letting the head hang a little bit if that feels okay. If it doesn't, maybe just grab a pillow to put underneath, but opening, feeling that opening here in the chest. And then taking those blocks while going in a cobbler's pose here. So opening up here, so open chest, open hips. So just see what that feels like and see if that's working for you. If it's not, that's okay. Maybe coming into traditional Shavasana, whatever you like. Just breathe here. I want you to take a couple breaths at your pace. I want you to get really heavy here. I want you to feel the mat, feel the ground under you. See if you can release any tension. And as we're here, we're going to do a little loving kindness meditation to help us close out today's practice, followed by a quote. So let's start by, first, I want you to think about yourself. And I want you to load yourself up with lots of love and kindness and warmth. See if you can almost feel that feeling when someone's giving you a hug, but you're giving you a hug. Maybe thinking about setting some intentions or repeating some of these mantras. I love myself. I am safe. I am enough. I am at peace. Now, sitting with that a little longer, I want you to see how that makes you feel. Now I want you to think about someone that you love. It can be anybody. It could be your partner, it could be a family member, a friend, anybody. Someone that you love, whoever comes to mind first. And I want you to send them love and them warmth and them kindness. Imagine you're giving them a hug. You're telling them that you love them. Even if you don't normally say that to each other, you can say it because only, they can't hear you right now. So just think it. Let it consume you a little bit. Breathe. Letting that settle for just a little bit. And finally, I want you to think of someone that you have a bit of a difficult relationship with right now. It can be anybody. And even though you guys have a difficult relationship, I want you to send them love and kindness and warmth, even if it's hard. Try to let go of those difficult feelings because you still want the best for them. Breathing here and letting go any emotions that might bring up. Hanging out here just for a second, just letting that feeling wash over you. Just breathing here. Now I'm going to read the quote of the week while you continue here in your Shavasana. Continue breathing. The quote of the week is, "Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around." By Leo Buscaglia. It's easy to think of Valentine's Day as a holiday meant for corporations to make money or to show just how alone we feel. But I challenge you to reframe this to be something more than that. It's a celebration of love, of humanity, that we can love and care about each other, that we can love and care about ourselves. We can show each other and ourselves those small acts of kindness that help us remember why love is one of the most powerful emotions. To be there for one another and to be there for ourselves at a time when we need it the most. So just breathing here, final moments of your Shavasana. Just noticing how that meditation made you feel and noticing how that quote made you feel. Maybe it wasn't for you, and that's totally okay. Just letting it go either way. And when you're ready, slowly moving all of those props out of the way if you had them. Maybe starting to wiggle those fingers, wiggling those toes. And coming into a nice tall body stretch. Coming over to any side that maybe needs a little love this morning, using your arm as a little pillow. And coming up into any seated position of your choice. Breathing here. Thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for taking some time for yourself. Thanks for just showing up. Sometimes showing up is the hardest part. Thanks for being here, sharing your energy. Namaste. All right, that wraps up the class. Jackie, I'm so glad you came. This is so awesome. I'm sorry I saw your comment before, but we were in Shavasana and I didn't want to shout out excitement while I was, trying to calm the class down. So awesome. I'm really glad you're here. Daniela, thanks for the options using the towel where I can no strap, but it works. Yeah, the towel works excellent. You can also use, especially if you're trying to get stuff on the back, you can also just grab your clothes. So if you're trying to bring your arms back and it's just, you can't go too far, you can just grab somewhere here. Like anywhere that you can will help just to give that resistance and get you a little bit more. Dave, do you mind going up a little bit? I almost passed out. Daniela, the bird of paradise, love it, can't do it. That's okay. You know what? Bird of paradise is a really freaking hard pose. So it just, I love doing poses like that because I find when it's just about that challenge, you know, like it's knowing that there's something that you can work towards and something that you can figure out how to, you know, contort your body in a way or open up the right areas to be able to get into the pose. So you'll 100% get there. Aaron, you're defrosting now. Jessica, I'm so glad you came, Jess. Let me know what you thought of the class. I hope that your hips feel a lot more open. I hope you feel open in general. Daniel, you enjoyed your stay. We enjoyed having you here, so that's awesome. Lulu Shonda Street, I'm so glad you joined. Thanks so much for being here. Namaste, Daniel. So let me know what you guys thought about this class. Tried to open everything up a little bit. We did some different poses, definitely some spice with the bird of paradise. You know, let me know too, like how it felt doing the that closing meditation. Do you guys want to do more meditations and stuff like that at the end? I find they can be really powerful. They can really sometimes stir up emotions and things like that. So, you know, let me know if you want to talk about any of this stuff. You feel proud. You're so proud. You feel great. Awesome, Jessica. That made my day. I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you feel great. So, Dave, your heated socks. So Dave yesterday found these heated socks on Amazon, and his legs or his feet are so cold all the time from working outside, and so he's like obsessed with these socks. And Jessica, I'm really glad that you do feel open. That's awesome. Oh, you wanted to stay in the lizard. I know. You know what? Lizard is kind of one of those like those poses where it's like you either love it or hate it. It can bring out a lot of emotions. Daniela is an awesome surprise. Oh yeah, you're supposed to do the live with Adrian and Nico, and I saw they pushed it back. Okay, cool. Oh, awesome. So that's awesome. So guys, definitely check out Adrian and Nico if you want something a little more intense. Those guys are amazing. So loving the combination of yoga with my upper body. That's awesome. Daniela, I'm really glad that you did some of the poses and stuff. So thanks so much for being here. Jackie, you joined, you thought it was cool. That's awesome. Aw, Lulu, Shonda, you were tearing up a little bit. Yeah, you know what? I did a meditation like that earlier this week, and that's exactly how I felt. But sometimes it just feels really good to just, I don't know, just let some of those emotions go. You don't realize sometimes how much you're holding on to things. And so sometimes, you know, between opening up the heart, opening up the hips, letting go some of those emotions, plus that meditation, yeah. You need a body glove. Ebby, thanks so much for joining. It's really nice to have your support here. I turned into a block of ice out there. Yeah, Aaron, Dave literally comes home like a block of ice every day because he's like working outside when it's like minus 16 for like 10 hours. Like it's crazy. Jessica brought out some emotion, hopefully some good emotion. Hopefully, you know, hopefully you feel better for it. You know, journaling is also a really good thing to do sometimes after yoga if you guys are feeling a bit, you know, emotional from just all the stuff and work that we did today. So that can really help. Victoria's sequence, morning. I'm so glad you're here. Victoria, are you doing a live this weekend? Kids were probably running around. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Jackie. So good. That might be my thumbnail as a block of ice. Yeah, that should be, Dave. Or blocks of ice as your feet. All right, cool. So awesome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. I'm really glad that you guys all came out. I hope you guys have an amazing long weekend if you're in the US or you're in Canada. Both of us have long weekends. So it's really awesome to have you guys here. Aaron, you wish you could walk your dog outside. Yeah, the carpet cleaning bill would get really high or really smelly. Awesome. All right, guys, thanks again so much for joining. If you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to do next week, then please let me know. If there's any poses that you want to work on, let me know. Even if it's a more advanced posture that maybe you're working towards, if there's something you're working on, let me know because we can include it in the session and work up to that pose. So please let me know. I'll probably do another poll next week to kind of just see, what we're feeling and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And then Victoria, so you changed it to Monday for live this week, which probably makes sense because you guys have the holiday. What time is it at, Victoria? In case you guys want a workout on Monday, Victoria is amazing. She's got amazing energy. She has tons of modifications, and honestly, her classes are so fun and creative. So you'll definitely love checking it out. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Big thumbs up. Thanks again, Jessica. It really meant a lot that you came out. So thanks for being here. And thanks so much for all your feedback too. It really helps me. It helps me to, one, make my classes better, and it helps me learn as a teacher. So I really do appreciate all feedback. Dogs should be able to hop on the treadmill. Maybe you can teach them that, Dave. Oh, Aaron, your kids are off from school next week. Okay. I guess, is that for, I was going to say I guess that's spring break, March break. Jenn, what time does this start? So it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I think is 3 p.m. for you, Jackie. Also, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a Get Fit with HIIT. So if you guys want something a little more high energy, something that's more cardio and strength based, it's at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. I normally try to have a lot of fun with the playlist. So it's kind of like a dance party, but we're working out. Want to do a class for kids. I need something to keep them occupied and active while I get some work and video editing done. Yeah, you know what, Aaron, I've been meaning to reach out to you all week. I know we've been planning to do like a Zoom or something like that. So let's touch base and I can definitely do some kind of a yoga session for your kids. So Victoria's Secret, so 7 a.m. PST. So that is 7 a.m. That's what time for us? 7, 8, 9, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. PST for Victoria's Sequence on Monday. She's going to do a live, so definitely check her out. And then if you guys want a bit more energy right now, go check out Adrian and Nico. Those guys are amazing. Even if you don't do their class, they're just really inspiring to be around. Thank you so much, Jessica. That actually means so much to me. So really, thank you so much. Daniel, putting butter on the bottom of toboggans, industry secret. Oh, that was David, not Daniel. Yeah, Jack, I have to do time differences all the time for work and stuff like that, so it just kind of comes a little bit natural for me. That's assuming you're 5 hours. So Daniela, yeah, tight hips here. Yeah, frick, man, I think we all got tight hips, especially right now, especially with you with the -50 weather. Like, how can your hips not be tight, like everything's trying to go back inside. Okay, awesome. Jessica, I'm really glad to hear that, because sometimes with trying to manage multi-levels, I find sometimes I wonder if it's confusing. So I'm really happy to hear that. Okay, Aaron, awesome. Okay, guys, you guys are amazing. This chat has been so much fun. So I'm really happy to see everybody on here. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the class. That's awesome. That's good that they shifted it back so that people can do both. So I'm going to actually head over to theirs too. So make sure you guys check it out. Jackie, yeah, you're part of the tight hips gang too. Yeah, honestly, I think most of us can put our hands up for tight hips. It's very few people that don't have tight hips. And especially with between winter time, between all the sitting we're doing now, like literally moving from like the couch to the chair to the couch again to the bed kind of thing. Like, it's really not good for our hips. So cool. Okay, so we're going to actually end it here. I think I've said that a few times, but thanks again, everyone, so much for showing up. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. If you guys want a couple other live streams, Adrian and Nico are right now. Go check them out. Dave and I are doing a live stream tomorrow. It's high energy, get fit with HIIT, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Victoria's Sequence on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7 a.m. PST, depending on your time zone. And yeah, I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, if not next week, and have an amazing weekend. Okay, bye everyone. Oh, don't forget to like. Always forget. Oh, nice.